Like water flowing from the mountaintop, this is the sound of DBS.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: the people of Trinidad and Tobago have spoken and they've handed the United National Congress, the UNC coalition, a resounding win over the ruling People's National Party following general elections in Trinidad and Tobago yesterday. So other headlines this morning: the United Workers' Party in Dominica suffers a major blow with the sudden resignation of its deputy leader, Delbert Paris. And on the international scene, Mark Carney's Liberal Party wins Canada's election in a remarkable turnaround for the centre-left party. Well, good morning. I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Give babies the comfort they need with paddless diapers. A diaper with a powerful storage core that locks the wetness away and keep your baby dry. Soothe your baby's skin with a breathable cotton-like cover because paddless diapers has a wetness indicator. Your precious baby deserves a diaper like Paddlers, which has an easy fit due to flexible side panels with stretch that ensures increased comfort and freedom to move, to crawl, to walk, to run and play. Paddlers distributed by Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, the people of Trinidad and Tobago have spoken and they've handed the United National Congress, the UNC-led coalition, a resounding win over the ruling People's National Party following general elections in Trinidad and Tobago yesterday. Well, 73-year-old Kamla Prasad Besesa is set to return as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. More in this report from CMC News editor Peter Richards.
The 73-year-old Prasad Bisesa, as she had done in 2010, now has a comfortable margin of victory to lead a government in Trinidad and Tobago. The preliminary results show that the UNC coalition, that included several trade unions and other small political parties, won 27 of the 41 seats in the parliament, with the PNM dropping from 22 to 12 seats and the newly formed Tobago People's Party winning the 2 seats from the PNM on the sister isle. It was a victory that even the veteran political observers and opinion polls, both official and unofficial, did not see coming. Prime Minister Stuart Young, who called the general election one day after he was sworn in as the head of the new government, had conceded defeat as the trend showed the opposition forces winning the marginal seats along the east-west corridor. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, who had stepped aside from active politics after 45 years in the arena, said the 70-year-old PNM will regroup as it has done over its years of existence and will name the opposition leader by Wednesday. Prasad Bisesa, a senior counsel who acknowledged her health status on the campaign trail, said that the victory was won for the people. using the party's slogan to say, when the UNC wins, everybody wins.
This victory is for the senior citizens to keep their pensions. This victory is for public servants to get their rightful salary increases. This victory is to reopen the Children's Hospital. This victory is to reopen Petrotrin. This victory is to once again give laptops to our children. This victory is to create over 50,000 jobs.
Prasad Bisesa is expected to be sworn in later on Tuesday. The elections were observed by teams from the Caribbean Community CARICOM and the Commonwealth, and those groups will later on Tuesday give their assessment of the polls. This is Peter Richards in Port of Spain, Trinidad for DBS News.
In some more news this morning, the search is on for a new deputy leader of the United Workers' Party, as Senator Delbert Paris, who was elected to the position a few months ago, tendered his resignation with immediate effect yesterday. Paris, who hails from Marigot, is a current opposition senator in the House of Assembly. The immediate reasons behind his resignation are not clear. Senator Paris made headlines in March when he supported the passage of the electoral reform bills in Parliament, while opposition forces were protesting near Parliament. DBS News has reached out to the former UWP deputy leader, and he confirmed his resignation last night, saying that he'd also informed the party leader, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, the party president, and the party general secretary. He said that an official statement will be forthcoming. Delbert Paris was elected as UWP deputy leader in December of 2024. He had challenged the leadership of the party but lost to Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Well, DBS News will continue to follow this developing story. Some more news this morning. The World Bank has approved new financing of $24 million for Dominica. Well, the funds are to strengthen domestic revenue mobilization, enhance financial sector resilience, and promote biodiversity conservation and disaster preparedness. Curtis Matthew reports.
World Bank Division Director for the Caribbean, Lilia Barunsi, says Dominica faces dual challenge of managing high disaster vulnerability and fiscal fragility. She says the initiative supports strategic policy reforms that are vital for building resilience, generating sustainable revenue, and promoting Dominica's extraordinary natural heritage. The World Bank says that the new development policy credit comprises an envelope of $24 million and that Dominica, known as the nature island of the Caribbean, possesses exceptional biodiversity and marine ecosystems which underpin its tourism-dependent economy. The World Bank says, however, the country's development has been set back by natural disasters and climate-related shocks such as Tropical Storm Erika in 2015 and Hurricane Maria in 2017. The International Financial Institution noted that the disasters, coupled with other shocks, have significantly weakened the country's public finances and financial system. The World Bank says, in response to these challenges, the Dominica Strengthening Fiscal and Climate Resilience Programmatic Development Policy was developed to support Dominica's reform agenda. The second pillar, the World Bank said, will support efforts to safeguard Dominica's marine ecosystems and increase climate resilience. Notably, it includes the establishment of the world's first marine protected area dedicated to sperm whales. Curtis Matthew for DBS News.
The semi-final round of the 2025 DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition gets underway later today. 30 students will take part in 3 rounds of competition in the semi-finals being held at the St. Alphonsus Parish Hall. Coordinator of the 2025 DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition is Koshina Joseph.
Competing in the first semi-final round is Amelia Rowe from the Benz Primary School, Kaylee Paris from the Lighthouse Christian Academy, Felicia Usab, Salisbury Primary, Amelia Debon, Roosevelt Douglas Primary School, Adele Barron, Savin Pike Primary, Emily Prevo, Sansovia Primary, Jahid Walsh from the Berean Christian Academy, Sakina Prosper from the Convent Preparatory School, Ades John Baptist, St. Luke's Primary, and Jerlon Gregoire from the Grand Bay Primary School. Competition gets underway at 2:30 p.m. The second semi-final round takes place on Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, also at the Goodwill Parish Hall. Competing on Wednesday is Kyra Bedminster from the W.S. Stevens School, Ordella Flora, Campbell Primary, Anelia Thomas, Collier Primary, Kiana Boston, St. John's Catholic Primary School, Renella Pascal, Monjon Primary, Kiara John from the Sinico Primary School, Malik Smith, Petit Savan Primary, Kira David, Ebenezer SDA Primary, and Jadon Telemark from the Newtown Primary School. Competing at the third semi-final on May 1st, 2025, we have Destiny Lewis, Temple SDA Primary, Ariane Cabon, Wesley Primary, Kaylee Bertrand from the Warner Primary School, Amali St. Rose, Massac Primary, Chloe Robert, Penville Primary, DeAndre Holder, Thibault Primary School, Shaska Frederick, Salibia Primary, Sunny Laville, Pioneer Preparatory, Michael Gregoire from the Sophia Primary, and Alia Paquette from the Mont Prosper Primary School.
And that's the coordinator of the 2025 DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition. Well, Christina Joseph also highlighted some of the new additions to the competition, which will begin in the semi-final rounds.
This year's theme is Reading and Calypso, and at each semi-final round, we will have a junior monarch contestant, either the reigning, past, or a runner-up from this year's and last year's Junior Calypso Monarch competition. The top 10 students, based on points from the semi-final round, will move on to our grand finals, which will be held on May 14th, 2025, also at the Goodwill Parish Hall. We encourage all our listeners, supporters, viewers to tune in to DBS Radio, both on our radio frequencies and social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, to view and join and support the students as the competition continues in the 2025 DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition. We are also being graced with the presence of employees of the National Cooperative Credit Union for an initiative called NCCU Tries, and this will be NCCU Tries the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition. So tune in to hear employees of the National Cooperative Credit Union come in and read during the breaks. They will be judged by members of the public, and 3 employees from the NCCU will move on to the finals of the competition as well.
Coordinator of the 2025 DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition, Christina Joseph. And Catholics are being encouraged to participate fully during the Diocese of Roseau's 175th Anniversary Jubilee Triduum, a 3-day period of worship and celebration marking a major milestone in the church's history. While speaking at a press conference yesterday at the Bishop's Conference Room, the chair of the Liturgy Committee for the 2025 Jubilee, Val Coffey, outlined several of the events planned for the event.
The parishes are being encouraged to have Mass at 6 o'clock this evening, Saturday evening prayer, and to continue to keep the faithful alive in terms of their prayer life, and encourage people to visit the sick in the community, to visit persons that you have not seen for a while or have not been attending church. That will happen today, but also tomorrow as well. So expect to have evening prayer at 6 p.m., have Mass, and continue this sort of activities. The grand celebration culminates on Wednesday at 4:30, where we gather outside the Windsor Park at the forecourt, where we'll have a procession that will lead itself to the Our Lady of Fairhaven Cathedral, where we will have a grand Eucharistic celebration with Bishop Forbes and all the priests and deacons of the diocese, and we encourage all persons to be there. What we'll be having in procession will be each parish will be highlighted with their banner, and they're led by the priests that will form that procession with music and prayer and praise and worship that will be led by Michael Farrell and his group. So we are looking forward to the support of all Catholics to really come together as we give thanks for 175 years as a diocese. Be encouraged, be supportive, be in prayer, and be alive for Christ in 2025.
And that was Chair of the Liturgy Committee for the 2025 Jubilee, Val Coffey. And the family of 69-year-old Alexis Bellot of Soufriere, they're appealing for assistance in locating the man who has not been seen or heard from since Sunday morning. The family has organized another search mission this morning and is calling on the public to turn out from 8 o'clock by the Soufriere Primary School to assist.
My name is Dan Allen. My uncle Alexius Bella, better known as Timna or Nap, is missing. He's missing from since yesterday morning. That was the last time that I saw him. Yes, he left home to go to his garden because he's weeding to plant. So his normal routine, he would leave after he has his breakfast and go to the garden. So that's what he did. Yeah, that's the last time we saw him at home. So tomorrow morning we're going to do another search for him. So if anybody would like to come and assist, that would be really helpful. To describe him, he's about 5'10", 5'11". He has a bald head, dark skin. He's 69 years old. He has a little belly. But the last time we saw him, he was definitely dressed and went to the farm where we found his tools and so on. So tomorrow morning, we're going to start at 8:30. So if anybody would like to assist, they can meet us near the Soufriere Primary School to do so.
And that was Damna Aline, the niece of the missing man, Alexis Bellot of Soufriere, speaking with DBS News yesterday. So the search continues this morning, and the villagers or people who are interested in helping are being asked to turn out to the Soufriere Primary School by 8 o'clock this morning. Let's head into news from Canada this morning on the international scene, as Mark Carney's Liberal Party has won the Canadian election in a remarkable turnaround for the centre-left party. Well, in his victory speech, Carney told supporters that President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us, and that will never happen. Well, it remains too close to call whether he will secure a majority in Parliament, and if not, he will have to rely on other parties to govern. The defeated Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, until recently expected to become the next Prime Minister, is projected to also lose his seat. Well, the Liberal Party were well behind in the polls just 3 months ago before Carney replaced Justin Trudeau as the party leader. Well, that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have spoken, and they've handed the United National Congress, the UNC-led coalition, a resounding win in elections in Trinidad and Tobago. The United Workers' Party in Dominica suffers a major blow with the sudden resignation of its deputy leader, Delbert Paris, and Mark Carney's Liberal Party wins the Canadian election in a remarkable turnaround for the centre-left party. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Not only does it make your white the cleanest and brightest, the benefits of using Clean and White bleach are endless. The sterilizing property of Clean and White bleach is beneficial for several household purposes. Clean and White bleach has the ability to remove mold and mildew from hard surfaces, serve as a disinfectant for household items like your kitchen and bathroom area, and even your baby's toys. Clean and White bleach is available in various sizes at Fine Food. Call 617-6342 or order on Click and Collect your Clean and White bleach today. Clean and White bleach available at Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way. So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to pay your bills with Mobanking. The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier pay employees on Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank. Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details. The faster, easier way to bank. NBD. Your partner, your bank.
Well, welcome to the Morning Sports. Let's bowl off with cricket news. Head coach of the Windward Islands Infernos team, Kenroy Peters, feels that despite securing a win in their opening match of the CWI Emerging Players Tournament, there's still room for improvement. Well, the Infernos beat the Guyana Rainforest Rangers in their opening match, and they will battle the Barbados Pelicans as the tournament continues tonight. That game will bowl off at 7 o'clock.
Obviously, there's still some areas that we need to really brush up on. Some of those areas are probably the rotation of the strike, quick assessment of the conditions, and trying to get more wickets, keep having more wickets in hand after the power play. And then we can really give ourselves the opportunity to set a very comfortable total. In the bowling unit, I think we bowled extremely well. If you notice, at no point Guyana was ahead of the run rate. They were there and about, and what it means, for every wicket or dot ball that we bowled, we will put them under pressure, and that's why they batted the way they did in the back end, because they were not really getting rid of taking on our bowlers, because we were still hitting those good areas. But in saying that, I still think that we give away too many boundary balls in the final ball of each over, and we need to take our catches again. Unfortunately, the way the tournament is set up, you only train probably twice a week, so it kind of makes it hard to work on your shortcomings. But players are making that mental adjustment and somewhat trying to adjust mentally, so that physically, tactically, it becomes a lot easier.
And that's the head coach of the Windward Islands Infernos team, Kenroy Peters. The other match scheduled for today, the Jamaican Titans, or they will take on Guyana Rainforest Rangers. That match gets underway at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Still with cricket news, Windward Islands Volcanoes spinner and national player Kamal Hamilton says while he didn't get to feature in the 2025 regional first-class season, he still learned a lot from the Volcanoes setup. Hamilton was one of the contracted players for the recently concluded season, but couldn't displace the incumbent spinners of Kenneth Demba and Darryl Cyrus to get into the play-in 11. Hamilton says while he was disappointed not to have played, he's still rating the experience with the Volcanoes as a great learning experience.
Well, I've improved a little bit in my mental side of my life because I had to do a lot of things, work on a lot of things like batting, bowling, especially my bowling, because I wasn't really a bowler that used to spin the ball often. But as I was in the setup, I got a lot of help from Kenroy Peters, like how to move on my run up, my spin. So it helped me a lot in the setup, and I become a better player now.
All right, in terms of working with other spinners, I know you said that you've spoken to the coach, Kenroy Peters, but in terms of other spinners, either locally or regionally, have you been working with them, trying to improve?
Yeah, we working with someone. Demba was showing me something. Cyrus was showing me some like technical difficult, like what I was doing wrong, like in my approach to where I was going, like sometimes like how I used to deliver the ball. So that is the aspects of what I had to accomplish. But I got that settled down, so everything is all right now.
All right, a lot of people cricket pundits have been saying, why hasn't Kamal gotten an opportunity? But I'm sure as a player, you would understand why you probably didn't get a chance to play this season.
Well, I understand why, because the both spinners did well in the tournament, so I expected it was a bit harder for me to make a team. Maybe if I was a pacer or something, I'll maybe go for the team. But at the end of the day, you have to just thank God for where I be now and situation how I be. Yeah.
All right, so what can you take from this experience this year, moving forward to next season? Of course, you have to go through the process again.
Well, I have to go through the process again. You have to just keep on working harder, go to the gym, do a lot of running and thing, and I'll be all right.
All right, where would you like to see yourself, though, Kamal, next year?
Well, next year, I would like to see myself playing for Windwards. That's my goal, for Windwards.
And then you had a stint in the VPL as well. Let's talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, the VPL tournament was a little bit good for me. I played around 5 games, but not the exact results I want to get, but it was a little bit harder than certain T10s I played, but it was good. I ended up getting 3 wickets in the whole season. Yeah.
And that's the Windward Islands Volcanoes spinner and national player Kamal Hamilton. In some football news this morning, the top footballers for 2024 will be recognized this weekend as the Dominica Football Association holds its annual prize-giving ceremony. DFA President Glenn Etienne says the prestigious award ceremony is scheduled for Saturday. The male and female footballer of the year will be announced at that event.
Yes, the DFA, if you want to say the DFA 2024 football season award will be taking place this Saturday. The venue is at Castle Comfort, where we see it fit, where we take time to award persons that have successfully performed in the league. So every year the DFA sees it fit to recognize persons that did well in the league, like the best scorer, best goalkeepers, best midfielders, and many other awards. So we're hoping that the persons that is going to receive these awards will attire in a presentable way. We want somebody to come because they'll be the photographers taking out pictures, and we want persons to be well represented, the clubs also to be represented at that award ceremony. Well, I really don't know the main position, but like you said, Chavis topped the spotlight last year, so I would think that he's one of the persons that is going to be recognized. And we all saw it. His football is played where persons are viewing the game, so I believe that is one of the persons. We don't want to let go the cat out of the rat now, so we're just hoping that the other person will get their letter and that they can come to the awards well represented. Well, yeah, there will be a featured speaker. I don't want to announce it now because we want everybody to be not surprised, but when they come to the awards, they will know who is going to be the featured speaker. But it's going to be something different what we had last year, where we want to make it, the ambience is going to be different. It's not going to be at the parish hall, it's going to be in Castle Comfort. So we're just expecting the players, like I said, to attire properly and to come out have a very good event.
And that's DFA President Glenn Etienne. A national footballer Odell Laville says the upcoming friendly internationals against Barbados will give the locally based players a chance to push to make the senior men's national football team for the remaining World Cup qualifiers. Well, Dominica is set to host Barbados in 2 friendlies next week. The first match will be played next Thursday at the DFA Technical Center, and the second game will be played at the Windsor Park on Sunday next week. Well, Laville says that preparations are going well.
Gavin, no complaints. So far, so good. Everybody putting in the work, and it's just to continue from here. I see everybody putting in the work. We basically have a young team and new squad. I see everybody coming with confidence that they have, and us, the senior players are there from now, just to guide them and help them to come on par with what we want to do, the national team, and let's keep going.
All right, you mentioned some new faces coming in, so all of these guys really gelled into the squad, into the setup.
Well, as you know, Gavin, in the national team, we have a standard, and sometimes it might not be easy every training, but I see the guys putting in the work. Most of them try to listen, if not all, but we try to fix our errors and continue.
All right, let's talk about you individually. You've been in some real good form this season so far. among the leading goal scorers, if not the leading goal scorer in the competition. Your form, a word on your form heading into the two friendlies.
Word on my form, well, I'm not at my best, but I just have to take each game step by step. I won't say I'm the best of forms so far, but I can do much better and I have a lot to improve on it.
All right, and the two games against Barbados, of course, will form part of the ultimate preparations for the World Cup qualifiers, Dominican Republic and the BVI. I'm sure you guys will be looking ahead to these two big games as well.
Yes, we're just looking to show the public what we've been working on so far and just, give them a show and come out victorious.
And that's national footballer Odell Laville. And Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says it is government's intention to have the lights operational at Windsor Park by September of this year. The lights have not been operational since the passage of Hurricane Maria in 2017. The Prime Minister has announced that the Dominican National Lotteries will fund the rehabilitation process. He says a contract has been signed and work is expected to get underway soon.
As far as I know, the National Lotteries and the provider of the service for the lights have concluded the negotiations. They signed the contract. The contract was signed about 2 weeks ago. It is now left for the supplier to ship the components and also deal with the construction of the terminals. So that contract has been signed. And my mandate to them is that I want the lights up in September. The lights have to be up in September. It can't be after September.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Meantime, Mr. Skerrit is also reporting progress on the synthetic track for Portsmouth, but says that the indoor facility, which was originally carried for stock farm, might be scaled down.
With regards to the athletics facility, our responsibility is to provide the land, to level it, and some associated works. We've acquired the land. Studies have been carried out. Soil testing have been carried out on the land. The next step is to level the plot of 8 acres. There's an in-house estimate. I think they'll go into discussions with service providers soon on this. And my understanding is that there's a representative from World Athletics, a consultant, who will come in to look at the site and to advise on the next step. So once that consultant comes in from World Athletics, we'll certainly be able to push the project. But insofar as actions on the government, we have done that because the first action was to provide the land, and we have been able to inform them. There are many other questions we asked, and we were able to satisfy those questions. So we're well on our way towards the realization of the athletics track in Dominica. At Point Rung. Point Rung was the most suitable location for this. Regards to the indoor facility, is something that we have to revisit. We may have to scale down the design of it because part of the problem was the design was coming out to be very costly. And so I think we just have to revisit the design and do something that is fit for purpose and not this this extravagant facility that we're trying to do.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit taking us to the end of the DBS Morning Sports Report. More sporting highlights for you at 11 o'clock during the morning news update and, of course, at 1:28 during the 13:15 news. On behalf of the entire news and sports department, our links person, Azari Williams, I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time. With Mobanking, the faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way. So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to pay your bills with Mobanking. The faster.